Hi, it's Corrine. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I'm sharing two 5x7 cards with you, both using the Altenew Captivating Floral Swag. I'm using the stamp, dies, and stencils. I'm a pretty big fan of Altenew and I love this large stamp. So I went ahead and stamped this out using some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and I'm referring to the instruction guide that comes with it. I have to say this stencil stumped me just a little bit. By the second stenciling that I did, I was able to figure it out, but this was a little complicated. It has quite a few layers to it, but it's absolutely beautiful. I pulled out some Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated ink. Here is Marine Cadet and Royal. And let me just take a minute to introduce Tilly. Tilly is a little kitten that we rescued from our local animal shelter. And this is the first kitten that I've ever had in my entire life. I've always had dogs. So I was a little apprehensive of getting a kitten. My husband has had cats and kittens when he was younger. He grew up with them, so he knew a lot more about them, but she has completely changed our lives. She brings so much joy to our house. So I was going to edit out her little appearance in the video, but I decided to go ahead and leave it in. And matter of fact, I'm going to add a little bit more footage here soon. Back to the stenciling, I also pulled out butter, zest, and honey, and I will be pulling out some more colors here. I also did off camera another card or a stencil using more traditional colors, green leaves with some really pretty pink purplish flowers, which I'll show you here in a moment. This I wanted to do blue leaves. And this was the first time using the blue colors, these specifically the Cadet, Royal, and Marine. This is a gradient color set. So I love that I have the three colors that I could do lighter to give them a little variation in color. If you don't have more than one color, you can just go darker with whatever color that you have. And I do that quite often. I use the same color and just let it dry, go back, add a little bit more at the base of, say, the leaves, and that'll give you a variation in color. So I have this taped down right to my glass surface. I'm using a Glassport Studios glass mat. I do have a discount code in the description box if you're interested. I'm also using the mag ink trays from Glassport Studios, and those are just magnetized right to my glass surface, which makes it super easy to hold my ink pads. So for the greens, I pulled out field, I believe I pulled out sprout and cabbage. Using a smaller blending brush. I like to use the large blending brushes, but in this case I needed to kind of keep everything contained and do a little bit more detailed work. So I pretty much used the smaller blending brushes. Again, adding a little bit deeper color towards the base of my leaves where they meet the flowers. For these yellow leaves, I thought the yellow would look good with the blue leaves, and then of course green as well. I did the variation in colors, so I made sure to do some of the leaves a little bit darker. So I did keep referring to my guide, my instruction guide, and that was super helpful. And then I pulled out some Concord and Ninth, Nectar, Grapefruit, and Sorbet, because again, I wanted to give the flowers a little bit variation in color. So I just chose three colors that I could do a little bit lighter color than the medium and the darker. And pretty much even on the lighter petals, I go a little bit darker at the base because I wanted it to stand out to make it look more dimensional. So I skipped through a lot of this. I did pull out sherbet because it gave it quite a bit darker look. So pretty. I love the combination. I did add a little bit of green into this as well. I'm using a lot of Post-it tape to just kind of tape off where I don't want it to go. And I'm also using my Glassboard Studio magnets to hold my stencils in place. So here's the other piece that I did off screen. I cut it out and I used the coordinating die. I do have it cut straight on one edge because I plan on doing that, putting it up against the edge of a 5x7 card base. And I did cut out 3 other layers from black cardstock that I will glue behind it. Here's my card base, again, measuring 5x7. I'm using some Beacon Fabri-Tac to adhere everything down, and I do put some paperweights on it to give them a chance to dry. So I'm just lining those up. Once I've adhered them all together, I think I only do 2 at this time, and then I go back and add a 3rd layer because I wanted that dimension on the front of the card. But I do 2 of them. I give them a chance to dry, and I do take them off screen. I have a large rotary cutter, so I use it. It'll cut through chipboard. So being that they were a little bit thick, I took it over to my paper trimmer and trimmed them. I just used my card base as a guide and marked it with a pencil and went and cut it. And look how pretty that is. That takes up the front of the card so beautifully. Here's where I decided I wanted a little bit more dimension. So I added the 3rd one that I had and did the exact same thing. I took it over and cut it. I adhered that directly onto my card base and set it aside to give it a chance to dry while I worked on my 2nd card. So the 2nd card is the one that I stenciled on screen. And if I didn't mention, I'm using Hammermill 80-pound cardstock to stencil on. I used my Anna Griffith Impress machine, the coordinating die, and I cut that out. I'm going to cut my card base. I have a piece of paper 10x7 and I'm scoring that at 5 inches. Actually, I had a little bit larger paper, but once I cut it down, it's cut to 5x7. So I started out with the full card base thinking that I was going to partially die cut this flower. I'm using this white piece of paper that is also 5x7 as a guide to decide, to kind of look at it to see how much of the flower I wanted to cut off on the left side. Hopefully it makes more sense as I'm showing it, but as you'll be able to see, I'm temporarily taping it to that little scrap piece of paper and then cutting it off to give me exactly the size that I wanted to go on my black card base. So again, I started with an entire card base, but the way I was cutting this out, it would not go through my die cutting machine that way. I wasn't thinking that through at the time that I was making this. So as I go to put it on my mat, I realized it's not going to go through my machine like that. So I just cut that off. I will save that for my sentiments. I'll use the black for my sentiments. And I partially cut that out. So I only cut the right side. Now I'm going to cut it straight down so I can adhere that as the front of my card so it flips open. So I had to pull out another card base. I'm just kind of seeing how this is going to work. I give myself a 1/2 inch tab, and that's what I glue onto my card base. So here's where I'm scoring at a 1/2 inch. And so I have a 5.5 inch piece of paper for my front card base, or excuse me, for the back of my card base. And that 1/2 inch tab is going to glue onto my stencil piece, which results in a 5x7 card for the back. For the front, it's obviously a little bit smaller. So again, using that Beacon Fabri-Tac, I'm going to glue that down, really press it down, and let it dry for a few minutes with some heavy magnets. And here comes Tilly. This video, this was her first time being able to jump on my desk. I tried to keep her off my desk as long as possible, but I embraced it once she was able to get up there. Of course, she's a little kitten. She's not quite 5 months old now. We got her at 9 weeks old, and she is the sweetest kitten ever. She's mischievous and she's fun and she loves to snuggle. She's very loving. She loves her little baths. I give her a little bath. I checked with the veterinarian and they said it was okay. I just use some warm water, sometimes some cool water, and just give her a bath a few times a day actually, because it's something she loves. She also likes ice cubes. She's just the sweetest thing. Like I said, I was very hesitant. I was apprehensive to get a cat, but she's really been amazing. So I had to trim off a little extra of that flower just because it didn't cut all the way through my die cutting machine. And when I glue this down, I am purposely going to be gluing it with a little bit of the black as a border. So I wanted that little bit of a black outline against the white outline of the stencil. Really pretty. You'll see the inside of the card. On the inside of the card, there's that little 1/2-inch tab. You can leave it the way it is. I do cut another black piece and add it just to finish that off, but it didn't look bad. So I pulled out my Concord & 9 swatch ring and I was deciding what colors. I tried everything, green, pink, blue. I decided on this Harbor blue. I considered blueberry because that looked pretty, but I really like the lighter blue behind it. So once I decided on the piece, I cut down a piece that would fit on the inside and pulled out this background stamp, Photo Play Say It with Stamps. This is the Thankful, Grateful, Blessed background stamp, and I'm going to white heat emboss it. So I put it in my MISTI. I used some anti-static powder. I used a lot actually. And then I pulled out some white fine detail embossing powder from Hero Arts and some pigment ink, the Hero Hues white or unicorn pigment ink. And I did stamp that down, I think 3 different times, really pressing it down. It doesn't fit my entire card base, so I'm doing it in 2 different segments. I'm going to emboss this first piece and then I'll stick it back in my MISTI and do the top piece. I do put the powder away while I'm working on this just so I don't spill it everywhere. So once I let my heat gun heat up really well, I went ahead and heat embossed that, and I did give it a chance to cool. Once it did, I just put a scrap piece of paper so the stamp didn't stick to the back of my MISTI because I have a grip mat in the back of my MISTI, and then I stamped that top little piece. It did not turn out perfect, but it doesn't matter because I'm putting a place on the inside to stamp my, or to write out my inside greeting with. So it actually covers it up perfectly. I'm adhering that down with some double-sided tape. And here's that piece. It's the same colored cardstock that I cut out and measured to be the inside, the size of the inside, a little bit smaller. And this way it hides my sentiment. Give that a chance to dry. And here's a little more footage. I promise I won't have cat videos every single time I make a video, but I did want to kind of share her with you all. And like I said, she's just been amazing. So what you can't see in this video is she just purrs. She loves, I do this, like I said, 2 or 3 times a day. Then I take a dry cloth and I dry her really well. It's one of her favorite things in the day, especially her face. She loves her face being washed. I do have some wipes that are vanilla scented that I use probably once every 3 days, but here I'm just using a cool wash rag, and I just have her own little wash rags for her, and she loves it. And then once she's dry in the evening, I brush her really well. But look at her, how sweet she is. I've added my sentiments. This card is being made for somebody very specific that's going through something right now. So I pulled out the Be Strong from the same Captivating Floral swag. It worked out perfect for the sentiment that I needed. And I did use the coordinating die cut that out, and I did put a couple layers behind it. And then I stamped my sentiment on the inside so it cannot be seen when the card is closed. But here it says, be strong. On top of that, I have thinking of you, and I did double that with the same cardstock to give it a little bit of dimension. I just like the feel of it for the recipient. And on the inside, it says, love you, sending hugs. Again, they are going through something right now, so I just wanted to send them paper hugs, I guess. For the inside of this card, I'm using some Briar Rose cardstock. I didn't add a sentiment yet because I didn't make this card for anyone in particular. And I pulled out Guava and Fairy from Simon Says Stamp. Again, the exact same stamp set. I did Adore You, and I gave it a little bit of a gradient look. I put 2 pieces of black cardstock behind it, and I did cut off a little piece because part of it is sitting on top of that dimensional flower. So this way, by me cutting a little bit of the black pieces off, it's going to lay perfectly flush. So I'm using my reverse tweezers to just get it exactly where I want, give it a chance to dry. I did use some Bearly Arts glue for that. And then I pulled out some enamel dots. I was trying to decide if I wanted these lighter colors, which I really did like the pop of the light colors. So they're kind of like just a light peach color. I thought they coordinated beautifully with this. Added a few to the left of the sentiment and a few at the top. For this card, there was a lot going on with that background stamp, so I decided to add clear dewdrops. They look a little milky when you first glue them down, but I'll give you a closer look here in just a moment. They dry completely clear. And I'm also using my craft catcher from Glassport Studios. That helps me to pour out my gems and be able to funnel them back in. So here's a closer look. I love the little bit of dimension that the sentiment gives. I love the dewdrops when you want to add something, but you don't want to add too much. And this is just a unique card with it being cut out. The inside sentiment, I am just putting my name, my husband's name, my son's name on the inside, so I don't need to write a lot. If I needed to write more, I could just write with either put a mat on the very back of the card or use a white gel pen, which is not my favorite to do. But if I wanted to write something more, I could just add a note, another matting piece on the back of the card. And then this one I'll fill out the inside when I have it somebody specific to send to. So I hope you've enjoyed today. I hope you love Tilly as much as we love Tilly. And thanks so much for stopping by. Have a great day.